Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Biz Talk for TikTok. You have may seen this creator that I'm going to have on the show today because you probably have seen her all over your For You page doing all sorts of careers. And she's very interesting. Her name is Natalie Rose. She's got 2.1 million followers, but she is the CEO of Clearly She Is, a new career series that Natalie is featuring. And, we're going to dive into that because this was most likely by mistake. So I really have to hear this story. A lot of us don't know that story, but this has led to a serious virality success that Natalie has seen. She has 52.7 million likes over on the platform, and most of those probably contributed to this series that is happening. So I love to deep dive and listen and see what's going on over there. So Natalie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
Yeah, so okay, clearly a lot of us that may have known and seen your channel because every little career change that you have pops up on my For You page. And I was just so excited and, and seeing what was happening there. Funny thing is, I saw the original video that we did, which we'll deep dive, but I love to know your success story. Before this even kicked off, what were your intentions of coming to TikTok? Was it just for fun or what's up?
Yeah, with TikTok, I had joined the app during about the time when COVID started,
Yeah.
simply for the reason of finding a creative outlet. Doing a lot of um, I was doing a lot of community theater,
Okay.
and I had been casted into a play with the community theater, and it had gotten canceled because of COVID. So I turned to TikTok simply to just have some type of creative outlet. I was doing about what everybody else was doing, lip syncing to songs, dancing, and I had no intent of it going anywhere with my account at all.
Right. So it was just like an outlet, an escape outlet during COVID. We couldn't do our normal thing. So you're like, let me come here and just do some skills and share some things and
For
just have
sure.
fun with it. It wasn't your intentions were I'm gonna come here and go viral and gain 2.1 million followers on the app.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing normal videos, which I've scrolled through, and you're doing like the typical TikTok type things, but me and you both know TikTok has a really strange way of taking things and making it more and you were smart because there's some people that miss those opportunities of kind of going like you could have just easily done that one video and that was it. But on I believe it was July 15th was the first video that you did with the sound, my humps like remix version there. um I believe that was kind of like a trend anyways going around to that sound. And you were just jamming out with it looked like maybe a coworker or a friend wearing some scrubs. And so tell me about that video. That was just you having fun with the app, right?
Yes, I was with a friend and I looked at her and I said, I have this idea. It's only going to take you 9 seconds of your life. Do you want to be in this video with me? And she goes, sure, yeah. And so I said, just dance awkward. I just want it to be cringe. I want you to dance like an old grandma. I want it to be really subtle movements and just move. And I just need you in the background. And one take, and we posted it. And the next day I had 1 million hits, and I thought, whoa, what the heck? And
Yeah.
so that's when I started getting the comments
Hmm.
about people. At first, they were kind of inappropriate comments naturally, and
Yeah.
people saying, oh, it's always nurses that are hot. Why are the nurses always the one that have dump trucks? Or she's got a dump truck. And it just
Yeah.
was annoying. And so I ignored those comments.
Yeah.
But then it was one particular comment that someone had made. And they said something along the lines of, remember when you're a nurse and you're supposed to be saving people's lives, but instead you're at work making TikTok.
Yeah.
And I am not the type of person to feed into that type of
Yeah.
negativity.
Behavior. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a kill them with kindness kind of person. I don't want to give them that attention. But for
Hmm.
whatever reason, that comment just really squeaked my rubber ducky. I was so annoyed. And so
Yeah.
I made a clapback video, and in scrubs, different friend, and I just held up a sign, did the same dance, and I was
Yep.
like, I'm not a
I'm
nurse.
not a nurse. Yeah.
So, and it was at that moment when I saw how much, how many people were interacting in comments,
Yeah.
actually trying to guess what my job was. And there were some legitimate guesses. People saying, "Well, she's in scrubs. Like, she's not a nurse. Is she an ultrasound tech? Is she a dental hygienist?" There were
Exactly.
legitimate guesses. But then the funny comments came in, and someone was like, "No, she's a plumber or she's a janitor at a high school." And I thought, "Holy crap, that I could do something with this." And it was history. It just snowballed from that point on.
Wow. Wow. So like, the funny thing is when people do have virality and they get that viral success video, typically it comes with a slew of comments like positive and tons of negative. And I always tell people too, if you're getting negative comments that you're not usually getting, be grateful in a way, because it's just like you've reached a new audience. Like, your video is going out there, so I tell people, look, stay positive with it and just ignore them, but just realize that your video is now reaching the masses, because as society, we don't agree on everything, and there's some weird Karens out there on TikTok that will like go through all your videos and just be like, wow, yeah, thanks for being a nurse and not saving anybody, making TikToks. And clearly just wearing scrubs doesn't mean anything. In fact, there's even I've seen people, um, wearing scrubs that are like, it could be a vet tag, it could be anything. Like,
Exactly.
and and my background is I was a respiratory therapist for years, so I wore scrubs all the time. And the interesting thing, I don't know why, but when people see scrubs and they're female, they go to nurse. When I would wear scrubs and people would see me, they would think I was a doctor, and I'm like, I'm a respiratory therapist, and I could be a nurse as well.
I
And
know.
you could be a doctor too. I hate the stereotypical like things
It
that people think. It
it
just
just shows
annoys
how
me,
much sometimes people are kind of in this box, or they just assume like
right?
nurse, doctor, nurse, doctor.
It's
And it's like,
ridiculous.
and so it was more so me making fun of the fact, like, well, I'm not a nurse, so there goes your theory. Like,
And I don't want to lead or give away any answers, because I want your series to keep going over. But what were you wearing scrubs actually for your profession? Was that really you, or were you wearing them for fun?
no, I was wearing them for my profession.
Okay.
And I will tell you this, like, people have guessed what I am.
Okay.
It just gets lost in the comments. I mean, there's
Nice.
over 10,000 comments per video. It just gets lost. And I guess it's not so much about what I do anymore, of
Hmm.
people trying to guess what my actual job is. Maybe for some it
Yeah.
is, but it's more so now people trying to see what I can do next is what I'm
Exactly.
figuring out.
Exactly. And what that's really fun is because, like I said, you took this opportunity and you didn't miss it. There's a lot of people who I believe could have had some sort of interesting success here, and maybe they just left it at that one comment like you did, not a nurse, and then that was it. Like, done, cut off. You could have went through the comments and just been like, "Oh, these are funny. Ha ha ha." Next video, and went back to your normal thing. But you were like, "Wow, there's something interesting here. Let me try something else and just see what kind of response I get." And I think your next video was, yeah, the butterfly catcher, which was fun.
Because I looked through those comments. I read every single comment. And
Oh,
I
wow.
do something that was goofy and funny. And
Yeah.
for whatever reason, that comment made me laugh so hard. I was thinking, oh my gosh, this person's creative. A part-time or like a full-time Lego sorter and part-time
Yeah.
butterfly catcher. I went over to Walmart and bought a butterfly net and thought, okay, we're gonna do this and see, just to get a bite, just to see if the followers would bite it. And
Yeah,
one
exactly.
destroyed. And
Yeah.
so yeah, and it just went from there.
Did you ever think you would buy a butterfly net?
No. Never.
TikTok leads us to the most crazy things
Oh my,
ever. And
it
it, oh, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, it's true. I never would have thought I was walking into a Walmart to go buy a butterfly net. But I've had a lot of people that I've been able to share these adventures and experiences with.
Mhm.
So I've been able to laugh with whomever I'm with when I'm buying the butterfly net or asking a cop if he can do a video, things like that.
Right? I mean, it's really crazy because like each of your videos just go insanely viral. I mean, the original one is at like 12 million views, but then the response to saying I'm not a nurse has nearly 20 million. And it's not uncommon for you to hit over 20 million views on these, which is crazy. Like right now I'm in Canada, which the population here is like 30 million. So you're almost reaching the entire country of where I'm at right now with some of your videos, which is just incredible. And I mean, sometimes do you see these and are just like blown away?
In fact, I think why? I there are a lot of people who I want to say I have more positive followers than I have negative followers,
For
right?
sure. For sure.
And those positive followers are always so uplifting and they say, we want to keep seeing your videos. You bring a certain light to TikTok, you bring a certain happiness.
Yeah.
It just makes it easy for us to watch your videos. And I am over here thinking to myself, like, I'm a loser. Like, why do you guys want to watch my stuff? Like, it's, I don't know. I'm still taking all of it in, and I'm still in that holy crap, I'm so thankful, so grateful phase, which I hope that phase never goes away. I will
Y-
always be thankful for this
Yeah.
opportunity. But I just I'm flabbergasted that people even care to follow
Oh,
or
I
any
love that.
so
I love that. And your humbleness I'm sure will definitely strive through because you have this mentality now. I don't think that will go away because and the reason why I love it is and I think TikTok stars are becoming the new Hollywood celebrities that people are actually inspired by versus like the big screens is because it's true. Everyone's so like taken back by you and are so in focused in what you're doing is because you're a real person. Like how you just said, I'm a loser, but you're not. But people relate to you because you're just a normal person at home making TikToks with the community and sharing it with
yeah,
us like on an authentic, fun level. And that is what people are really just so like honed in on. They enjoy those experiences and that's why we're seeing so many TikTokers just growing right now with and little focus going back to the celebrities. I feel like the celebrities that are actually current and being cool and talked about are those that are actually being authentic as well and coming to TikTok, right?
for sure.
So it's very interesting where we are, and I'm so grateful that people were during this like pandemic have somebody like you that they can almost like live vicariously through and seeing like what is she gonna do next. This is like my new like it's almost like binge watching like episodes, and then finally there's like a new weekly episode
They're
that they get to
waiting for the
see.
next one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're
Yes.
like a career show, like,
Oh,
this should be like a TLC, like, career show or something, but
that
so
old show where like undercover boss or
yeah,
something and they would
exactly.
and see what was like wrong within their company and stuff.
Yes,
I was like, man, I'm kind of like testing out new careers and just show
exactly.
for people now so they could maybe show interest in, oh, maybe I want to work here, I want to work there.
Right? That's so funny because, like, one of my biggest career like, some people would be like, "Oh, what do you wanna do?" And I was like, "You know what? That would be the coolest job in the whole world, would be one that you go work at all these jobs and test them out, and just tell like, give a review, like a job review
Like a
person."
food critic, but a job critic.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. Like, it would be so fun because there's some jobs that might be boring, but you go try them out and you just realize, wow, this place is like dope or whatever. So it's really cool. But your career series led to, not only being a butterfly catcher, but you've done all kinds of things like firefighter, police officer. And so, okay, so do people reach out to you from organizations like, let's say, the police officer one, or did you have to like find one and ask them, hey, can we make a video together?
um Prior to where I am now, no one was reaching out to me.
Okay.
Now it's gotten to a point
Yeah.
where obviously people are wanting to showcase their business and so forth. But prior to that, no. So the firefighter one, I will say, there's a hair, sorry. I will say that was my brother in law.
Okay.
And so I knew I had an easy access to get to a
Right.
state get into a full dress down, and he was completely down for it.
Yeah.
But the police officer story is probably my favorite story to tell.
Oh, good.
I did not. I had no idea how I was gonna ask a police officer to do a video. So with COVID in my town, I guess all of the police officers can't congregate at once at the police station. So because of that, they're not there as frequently. They're out and about.
Mhm.
So there were no police officers at the station. So what did I do? I got in my car and I started driving around town looking for a police car.
No way.
No way, seriously. I was with my aunt and we're driving around, and sure enough, we found two cops who had pulled over a car, and they were in the middle of issuing a woman a ticket. But I like pulled my car over to the side and we just hunkered down and we just waited for them to be done issuing this woman a ticket. The one police officer, he drove off so fast. But I hurried and got out of the car. I saw him walking back to his car and ran to the front of his car and I said, "Excuse me, hi." And I just introduced myself and I explained who I was, that I was a content creator and
Yep.
what I was trying to accomplish with this video. And I truly believe that what sold him on the idea was that I had done a video with a firefighter previously.
Okay.
And he said, he goes, "Oh, you've already made a video with the fire station?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "What do you need? What do you need me to do?" Like,
Awesome.
it became like a competition for him at that point. But he couldn't get the approval. We had to go to the station, get approval from the lieutenant. They had to
Oh,
look at my
wow.
page to make sure that
It was positive, yeah.
putting their name onto my page was not going to be harm to their station, which I completely understand, and
Totally.
approved it, and we were good to go, and we made the video. I just,
That's
I do
cool.
believe I got a very cool cop. I feel like I got the right person who was willing to be in the video. It
Yeah.
turns out this police officer works with local high schools to go
Oh,
in and
wow.
with the youth. So I feel like I just got very fortunate. I got lucky. I got the right cop.
That's so cool. Like, to me, that would be like a sign, you know what? I'm on the right journey right now because that was such a positive experience because it could have been anybody. Somebody could have been like, "What? Why are you stopping here? This was inappropriate for you to stop while I'm on a traffic stop." Blah. They could have said all sorts of stuff. But I'm so grateful that they were saying, "You know what? This is fun. Like, let's inspire the youth." And it was in a positive manner as well, showing, that the police force can be fun as well. And I think
Mhm.
that's really important for kids growing up to have that positivity for that particular career field because there's we all seen it. I don't want to get controversial or anything, but sometimes police get bad rap with certain things that's happened. So I think that was really cool on their part as well for them to be able to prove something like that and show that they can have fun too. And being a cop isn't always about being catching the bad guys or stuff too, but it can be
Yeah.
showing being positive in the community and bringing some joy to people's life. And I'm grateful that they were able to do that.
Oh, for
That's a
sure.
really cool story because it's not like you just called down there, you like pulled over on a traffic stop and were like,
I drove around
"Hey."
for a good like 15 minutes.
And your aunt, you said your aunt was with you?
Yeah, she was the one driving, and she goes, "Oh, there's two of them right there." And I said, "No, don't bug them." And she's like, "No, we're hunkering down." So we did, and kept turning around looking because I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's illegal to like follow fire trucks around town or follow police cars when
Yeah,
they on calls. So I didn't want them to think that we were just trying to see like what kind of gossip was going down,
exactly, yeah.
So but I guess it's never been an issue for me to just kind of insert myself into people's lives. I have
Okay.
no problem getting turned down or someone telling me no.
Yeah.
I just know to, okay, that's fine. I'll just move on to the next station or I'll just ask the next
Yeah,
person.
exactly,
So,
exactly. I think, in life we have to be like that because 'cause we're gonna get turned down all the time, but it doesn't mean no for the idea, if that makes sense. Just that person just no for that moment, and I think sometimes we have to realize that. Like, that's a great lesson right there for anybody listening that can apply to their life, is that, sometimes in life we do get turned down, but it's just the next. To brush it off could be the next. And luckily in this situation, you didn't have to go to the next. But excuse me. But no, it's really interesting. And then your series does keep continuing on. You do all sorts of really interesting thing from the police officer, and then you were a professional golfer over at the at Topgolf, was it?
Yeah, I did two golfing ones.
Yeah.
One was at a country club, and then
Yep.
another one was that I worked for Topgolf.
Yes. So
So
Topgolf, I'm sure they reached out to you, did they?
yes, Topgolf reached out to me, and what was fascinating with that is I was already planning on going to Topgolf the next weekend for my birthday. So
Oh, interesting.
Topgolf wanted me to come make a video, and I said, "Can you wait till next weekend? I'm actually going to be reserving a spot with you guys for my birthday." And then, of course, they said, "Well, we're just gonna let you have the best birthday ever here at Topgolf."
Totally.
Credited
Right?
and basically gave us the night for free. They were a wonderful, wonderful company to work with, and they were very accommodating. And I love Topgolf, so it was easy to want to go do a video there.
100%. 100%. And I'm so grateful that they were like, heck no, like you got to do this. We're going to give you the best birthday ever. And now just because of that experience alone, because you love them now you're a huge advocate.
I,
And because of that experience of them being so fun and wanting to be involved. And I think there's a lot of brands that can learn so much from TikTok right now, because there's tons that are involved with it and are getting down into the nitty gritty of actually what TikTok culture looks like, and those ones are what's standing out. And there's a lot of brands that are not, though. They're like just not deep diving into what TikTok culture is and surrounding themselves with these people. And I think there's a missed opportunity there, a big time. And the funny thing is one of your most recent collaborations that you've done is with the Detroit Lions. And before that reach out though, I have to hand it to them as an NFL team. I think by far they're not my favorite team. Just saying, I'm a new Las Vegas, like the Las Vegas Raiders,
okay,
old
all
Oakland,
right.
but I do have to give it to them because of the fact that I see them all over the place. Like they're in comments, like commenting on people's things. They're just having fun with it. They understand the TikTok language. They're doing those things. So I really have to hand it to them, because before I wasn't a Detroit Lion fan one bit, but now I'm a little bit of a fan, just the way they're handling themselves on social media. Take my hat off to them, and they've put their team on the radar for me to, maybe if they're not playing my team, I'll be rooting for him, which is
Yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
really cool. And
They
so,
Sorry, I was just gonna say they
yeah,
pointed out to me that they are, I believe, one of the top five um, accounts on TikTok with the NFL that
yeah,
has one of the most amount of followers, and it is because they interact, and there are
yes,
people who are Detroit Lion fans, and they respond to people's comments.
right,
And because of that,
yes,
their followers freak out and they think, "Oh my, holy crap, Detroit Lions responded." I actually got to meet the social media director who is in charge of that page and their Instagram. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's really good.
dude, like a round of applause to that person right now,
Yeah.
because just because of the fact that it's true. Like right now, with marketing and everything like that, the person that's in your social seat is so critical, because of especially during COVID. Right now, we're all at home and we're focused on our digital aspects of what we have.
Yep.
Exactly. This right here is our life. Like this is our life, and everything is there. So our eyeballs are here. So as a marketing person or sitting in an office right now, where are the people at? Millions of people are on TikTok every day, just scrolling and scrolling. And that is the future. That is where everybody's going. In fact, there's even statistics now that the, millennial Gen X are coming over. And I believe it's over, more than 40% of the app is people over the age of 35, which is insane. Like insane. So, there's still people are thinking, "Ooh, is my audience there?" Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
And you really should be being involved in commenting, because and like you said, the Detroit Lions, how they respond. We all like, as a human being, we love validation. We just do. It's part of our nature. We love being noticed. We love somebody just taking a second to say hello to us. And that's why I think, you were even a Starbucks barista in one of your videos. And, Starbucks success, um, one of their biggest success came from learning people's names. You probably have heard that before. Starbucks is really, asks who you are. They shout your name out when your order's ready, because your name, just saying somebody's name, and when you go and you're a local customer quite a bit, and they remember you and your order, you'll go back just for that alone, not necessarily the coffee, but just that validation of somebody recognizing you. So I think, these brands can learn from the Detroit Lions on commenting and saying hello to their followers and their fans. Just a simple reply is all somebody would love.
No, absolutely. I agree with that. I have to be better at interacting with my comments myself. I feel like I've I've tried to like train myself into spending the first 10 minutes of my video being posted to take that time to respond to comments, because I believe that the first 10 minutes are the people who are my true followers, people who actually care about seeing the videos. And if I were to spend hours on hours responding to every single comment, I would go mental. I would go
Yeah.
crazy. And
Mhm.
so that's kind of what I've trained myself to do. So like that's a hint to everybody. Like if you want me to respond to a comment, do it in the first 10 minutes it's posted. Respond.
Yeah, and it's no hate to you, because there's some people at home that, they might not be a content creator, so they feel like, "Oh, you don't respond to everybody. You're not cool enough. Like, you're shit or whatever." Because my daughter, she's got 2.4 million followers as well, and there was one time we did a challenge. We said we're gonna like every single comment. Well, that video got 93,000 comments. 93,000 comments just because of that, because people were like, "Okay." It was like a challenge. TikTok was like, "Challenge accepted." We're commenting, right? So it turned
Yeah,
out to be this thing. We did it though. We had to have 6 people logged in because it couldn't be just her. And we literally, for like the entire day, it was like 15 hours of 6 people straight doing it, just to prove that we could do it. But never again would we do that, because it was just mentally draining and everything like that. And I think a lot of people forget that content creators are human beings. They're real people. Like,
yeah,
just like you and I, they have careers, they have things that they're doing, they have friends, they also have a mental health capacity
yeah,
that they have to do. So like,
yeah.
people need to realize that it's important to take breaks as well. You can't be in the comments all day. It would just be, you would drain yourself out, and then you wouldn't be able to make these videos for people to enjoy, because you'd
Yeah.
be too stressed out and would be like, what, I'm giving up.
Not only that, I've been trying to post more on my Instagram. I'll tell you this. I hate posting on Instagram. I hate it. Like my assistant, Andrea, she has to remind me every single day. Did you post a story? Did you do this? Are you posting a reel yet? When are you getting your reels up? I'm like, oh, I feel like it's such a chore. I hate doing
Yeah.
it. And I posted something the other day saying, another day, another plane, right? And I was sitting, I had my mask on in the plane, and I got so many hate comments from
Really?
girls who were saying like calling me the B word, telling me to just soak up the opportunity, stop complaining. And I was like, whoa. They're like, enjoy this opportunity while you have, because, or something like, I can't believe you'd be complaining over this. And I was like, okay, first of all, I am very thankful for this opportunity. That doesn't make it, it doesn't change the fact that you don't enjoy sitting on a 4-hour flight. That doesn't
Right?
change the fact that this is my fifth flight in a week that I've had to do. And it, it, it doesn't mean that I'm not grateful or I'm enjoying the experience. It's just a different kind of draining that
Mhm.
you experience versus your day-to-day schedule type of draining. Like,
Right.
got ready, gotta brush my teeth, gotta go to work, gotta sit at a
Yeah.
desk for 7 hours, gotta drive back home, gotta make the 30-minute commute.
Right?
It's still draining, it's just a different kind of draining, you know? So
Absolutely.
like, man, okay, I guess I really gotta be careful what I say. And that's the kind of stuff where I start to just kind of get turned off.
I
Like
hear you. Yep.
I always I've always said if TikTok becomes not fun for me,
Yep.
I have no problem going and deleting the app and being done with it. If it's
Yep.
not fun for me anymore, I will not put that mentally or emotionally on myself. That was the whole point of why I started it, was to have a creative outlet. And if it's not fun, then I'm not going to do it anymore. So,
No, totally. Like cancel culture that kind of this kind of developed during this TikTok phase is like hardcore cancel culture, and it really pisses me off because these people
yeah,
that really come for people for the simplest things forget. And I remind people all the time because one of my biggest passions is like reminding people that we're human, because we forget sometimes. We just think we're these people, but we're like, you're just a human being. Like, you're allowed to have your opinion of saying, hey, traveling is tiring. It is. Like, I want anybody, like, because there's a lot of us haven't traveled in a long time, and I recently traveled to Miami recently. Miami recently, and and I had to go to there was a TikTok versus YouTuber boxing event down there in Miami. So I
mm-hmm.
went there because one of my creators, Michael Lee, was fighting in the event. And it was really cool to get out and escape. But when I got back, man, it took me a long time to recover, because I realized, wow, traveling, it's almost like rebuilding that muscle. It's been a while. And, when you have to do it constantly, it is very draining. And yeah, so you're just telling people, and, there's probably some people out there that do travel for work that realize, they're like, man, I understand, Natalie. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is a lot, but it's crazy that, cancel culture is out there. And it sucks because as a creator, just like my daughter, she's always feeling like, can I post this? Should I say this?
I have
Like,
to be thinking that all the time because
I
my video
know.
gets taken down for the silliest things. And I know that that's a whole TikTok robot
Oh god, yeah.
thing, but I have had to seriously think about my caption, the content I'm posting, which I think everybody should be wary of what they're posting.
Mhm.
But I have just had to teach myself that I am not going to make everybody happy. There is always going to be something that
Yep.
somebody is going to complain about. And if I know what my truth is and what the intent from posting the content was, that's all that I can offer and that's all I can give.
Absolutely. And I think that that's really important for those that are listening, if they're looking to become a content creator. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even speak today. Like, you were worried about your speaking? I can't even speak. Um, so like, those that want to be a content creator, sometimes they have that fear of, am I going to be liked or not? Guess what? I'm just telling you right now. If you're looking to, you're afraid of being not liked, then probably don't create, because there's going to
Yeah.
be lots of people that are not afraid to say things, but you have to just let go of that and understand your intentions. If you're coming there just to have fun or share knowledge of what you know, then that's
Mhm.
all you really need to do, and just really filter out those negative people in your, that are there. And TikTok does have a feature where you can use filter words that they nobody
Yep.
can comment. So those of you that may not have know that, you can go into your settings and you can change that, and you can put any words or phrases or anything in there that you do not want anybody to comment, that might be triggering to you. So that way, that might make you not continue to doing these things, because I think everybody has the opportunity to create, and we all have a story to share. So I'm always encouraging people, share your story, get on social media. You're going to connect to somebody. There's also going to be people that don't connect with you very well, that are not afraid to say something in the comments. But if you saw them on the street, guarantee you they wouldn't say it to your face. So you have to like remind yourself that too. And for those that are content creators that are doing well, my hats off to them as well, because it does take a toll, and we're human at the end of the day. You can say that you're having fun, but there's going to be moments where this is really hard for you, that question, am I still going to continue this?
For
And
sure.
so I think it's really important, and I'm sure you have a support system. Do you have a lot of friends and family that are supporting you along this journey?
I have got I've got the best village behind me. They are wonderful. They're amazing. I have the best support team. I have people in my life who push me and tell me to keep going when there are days when I say, I don't want to post a video today. I don't want to make it. I don't want to create content today. Like, heaven forbid, Natalie has a bad day. And they
Yep.
say, you gotta keep going. You gotta do this because you hit the nail on the head. You have a small window. You have an opportunity that's placed before you, and
Hmm.
you either choose to jump on that wave and ride it out as long as you can, or you can sit back and complain about your life still being the way it is because you do nothing.
Yep.
Nothing will happen if you keep doing nothing. And
Exactly.
so I have to remind myself, no, keep going, keep doing it. Um, it's fun when it's fun, and there are days where you have bad days, just like everybody else. But yes, I have the best support system behind me, willing to help me watch my dog for me when I have to fly somewhere, or come and do behind the scene footage for me. My best friend Andrea, she's my assistant. She's the one who helps me with behind the scene footage. She travels with me a lot, and also helps me edit my videos and whatnot.
That's awesome. And I think for some of those people that are not like they have the most success, typically when I see these creators that are growing into these big huge success stars, is because they have a team behind them of support, because it's a tough game. Like I always say, it's kind of a double-edged sword being viral, being successful, because you have all the positivity and then you have a lot more eyeballs that can hate on you and help bring you down. And people, for some reason, their sick nature, they like to see people get brought down. But for the support. But those of you that are out there that just don't have family support, because again, I've talked to creators that don't have that. Remember that there's a community out there. Doesn't have to be family, doesn't have to be people you really even have met in your life. There's so much support out there for creators. I'm open. You can come find me. I'm always here to be able to help creators that just need that additional support. Maybe plug them into the right people to stay positive and stay connected, because that's really important as a content creator. For that mental health aspect is for people to be able to talk about their feelings. And I love what you mentioned, that some days you just don't feel like posting, and I'm really, really, really trying to hone in on people and let them know it is okay to take a break. Like, it is okay to not post every day. Your
Mm-hmm.
community will be there. And if they leave because you didn't post them one day, they clearly weren't a fan. So
Or
it's okay.
3 days. Like, I mean, it's been time proven again. I mean, I've had 3 days where I couldn't post, and guess what? They were still there. They're fine, guys. It's okay.
Exactly. Exactly. And if they're not there, then clearly you didn't like, they weren't impactful for you anyway. So don't be worried. Even if I always tell people, even if you had five solid people, that's five solid people in your life. Like, who cares? Like, stop looking at the numbers. Try not to impress people. Just do what you want to do. Make it fun. Have great intentions for your posts. And the right people will be there. And they will be there if you take a break. Like, my daughter took quite a bit of break. Not like long, but some days, like I think it was like one time she didn't post for a whole week,
Wow.
and she just took a break and just said, what, I'm not posting like at all. I'm taking some mental health time away. And when she came back, there were a lot more people that were there because of the respect of her taking that break for herself and being like, wow, you
Yeah.
really inspired me to take a break. So you know be positive. So yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Natalie, I could talk to you for hours because I would love to go through, every single one of these and hear all your stories. But maybe we can make that for another day, because I'm sure like there's going to be some interesting things coming up for you. I'm sure you have some planned in the works for some videos coming up that
Heck
we're all
yeah.
going to be excited about, because this series has now moved to more people reaching out, and I'm so excited to see what your next career is going to be in this series. But I know Natalie's in an Airbnb right now, for everyone knowing, and she's got to check out, but she messaged them and said, hey, I'm going to be late because she decided to do a podcast with me today. So I'm really grateful for that,
Yep.
and her time. But I do want to be respectful of her time and be able to end this so she can get out of there. So Natalie, I gotta know. There's some people that may not know who you are, or seen any of your content, which I'm telling you guys right now, go and follow her and watch this watch this series. But Natalie, how can people find you on social media?
Yeah, my handle is Napples, Nnapples on TikTok, and I have a link tree. You can find my Instagram on TikTok as well. It's Napples _. We also have a YouTube channel coming out with all of the behind
Awesome.
footage for each video. And so if you go and subscribe, we'll start getting those uploaded for you guys.
Awesome. Those of you that are listening, I made it super simple. Go to the description notes of this podcast episode, and I'll have that link tree in there so you can go follow Natalie on all her social medias. It's really, really important. And yeah, thank you so much for the time. And those of you that are listening, I appreciate every single one of you that are listening each week to all these really cool TikTok success stories that we have on the channel. And if you could do me a favor, this would mean so much to me for putting in the time and putting these together for all of you. If you can go to your favorite podcast source that you're listening to right now, and if there's a review option, please leave a review for this podcast. We can continue making positive changes in people's life and giving them all the insights they need to be able to help grow as a creator and stay positive. So Natalie, again, thank you so much for your time today, and it was a ton of fun.
I loved it. Thanks so much for having me. Love what you're doing here, and keep at it. It's really helpful for us creators.
Awesome.